Well, poems by the city's teenage writers are about to be shared through an annual competition. Local poet David Eggleton is judging this year's entries in the Dunedin Secondary School's poetry competition, and he's here to tell us more about it. Good evening to you, David.
Good evening.
So tell us firstly how many young writers entered this year?
Well, the range was from across from Palmerston down to Milton, and including Dunedin, and we ended up with about 30 entries altogether.
What's the calibre of the poetry been like?
Very good. There's a lot of talent out there, and part of this part of the competition is to raise awareness of poetry and sort of create a sense that poetry is a sort of a very valid form of self-expression and so forth. So some of the poets have been writing for quite a while, and others for not so long, and so the standard was a little bit varied, a little bit eclectic, so quite diverse really, yeah.
So how do you go about judging a competition like this?
Well, you look first of all, I think, for sort of really strong emotion connected to strong and powerful use of language. So the writers should have some sort of command of language, should also have something they wish to express. So there's a whole range of subjects covered, and just the traditional poetic ones of sort of lakes and the moon and the sea and things like that, and also sort of family, pets and relationships. So the whole gamut of topics covered, really.
So how does this competition, I guess, help young poets and young writers?
Well, it is to kind of create an awareness, to try to sort of create a sort of flax roots movement amongst young people that poetry's still very valid. In fact, even more so than ever, a good way of communicating with their ideas and their thoughts about life and so forth.
Are you about to do the judging, or have you done the judging?
The judging has taken place, and we've selected 3 winners, and when they've been notified, the 3 finalists, first, second and third, their detailed names will be published and their poems on the rightnow.org website. And they'll also be invited to read with the as part of the National Poetry Day at the end of the month.
Will this work be shared publicly? Will we get a chance to see it?
Yeah, the poems will not only be on the website, but they'll also be turned into posters, and they'll be presented or put up at secondary schools, intermediate schools, and in libraries around Dunedin as well.
How popular is poetry these days? Can you make a living out of it?
Well, it's not sure that you can actually make a living out of it, but I think it's a very enjoyable art form, and for those who are good at it, I think they enjoy it as a craft, and it's also something that you can use to communicate with people. I notice that in rock festivals nowadays they actually have spoken word stages, and poetry slams are popular. I believe there's a series of poetry slams coming up at the Athenaeum here in the Octagon, and so in general poetry's very much alive and kicking, very vital art form.
All right, David Eggleton, thanks for your time this evening.
Okay, thank you.